Yeah,
I mean,
go ahead.
not to get hung up on it, I was thinking, I mean, one thing that's becomes strange is, like, you present these like things, and kind of to go to this point, like, what would a burning sculpture, like, is that something that you as an artist actually consider a serious thing that you would like be interested in doing? There's something about listing these 5 options as if like your artistic choices are multiple choice, and then like the thing is like I don't know if to take that seriously. Like I don't know how to critique the kind of decision to bring in, because it just becomes it's not just going to Carl Jr. and picking up a stranger and bringing them to discuss art, because we're also because you also brought in a camera crew, so we have to like that becomes part of what we're discussing.
Agreed.
It's I mean I don't know. It's just like if we're short, some of us are trying to like actually take seriously what could happen in a pedagogical like experience where you present something and then we actually try to take it seriously and then work with it.
But this is serious.
No, I know.
You know, but I'm serious about my. I mean, I think. Let me clarify.
The sculpture.
Make a sculpture. That was a recommendation. Like I posted a video. Nope. Way down there. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, I'm trying to say.
You know,
it's not that I don't take it seriously. I'm trying to.
I don't know where it is.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm taking seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's wherever it is at this point.
Well, obviously, if you'd made a sculpture, if you'd made the choice to do something like physics, like with some other material presence, like we would have then still had the taping and the talking about the taping. Like, there's no way that the structure of the project itself wouldn't have come up in the crit. I think it would have been a little bit more annoying for there to be some kind of like random choice of a thing to make to bring in that people decided, as opposed to having the actual choice become of like the very fabric of the construct of the project itself as a whole. Like I think that was the only way that this would have been kind of consistent.
It's just the way that it can seem a little cynical, like that like artistic choices are multiple choice.
Well, I mean, this is Mark. I think you should present the advice of strangers. This comment. The other one was about I should present a burning sculpture myself. You know, and some of them they just weren't feasible. They're like, go and skip the crit and go and drink beer. And it's like, I mean, I could do that. I could just list 30 choices. You know, I could list everybody's choice. I mean, these announcements are sort of these in-betweens that then I'm having a dialogue between this audience and myself and what their ideas of a crit are. And then, you know, so I'm trying to sort of give it up and be like, yeah, what do you think I should do for this?
My question is, why?
Why do I want to do this entire project? Or
No. Why? Why would you not just decide yourself and stand by your decision rather than to make it the community's decision what you do? Or is that a portion of the project that I'm not aware of?
What is the project?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes
Every choice is put to poll.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
5 or 6 a day or something.
Just to see what happens.
Yeah, for the next month.
Okay.
But I'm having a hard time to understand your position in relation to this project. Because like the way that you talk about it in the announcement, it doesn't
Right.
feel like this is your art project. You talk about it as, recently I've been busy and I've been putting too much in this project that I haven't had time to think about my crit class or to present anything. So if this is not your artwork, I mean, if it is your work, I mean, it's like a catch-20. I'm like having a hard time understand this, because if it is your work is what you present in your crit.
Right.
And if it's not your work, then I don't know.
I mean, this is my work. I mean, I would just, if I weren't here, I would present this project like I did in the first crit without it existing yet. And then now it's existing, it's up, it's going, people are voting, it's you know, moving forward. And so I think that this, the talking with the audience and having the cameras and having a site built and bringing Brian into the crit today is a complete full, you know, circle action of what has happened on the site. I mean,
No, I mean the
I don't-
question.
well, I guess I'm curious, what?
So if you had done the burning sculpture of yourself, would we be in the parking lot looking at a burning sculpture?
Yeah, yes, I would be out there, and I would have, if that would have won, I would have, you know, that was this guy Nepper's idea. I would have gone out, I would have made a sculpture today.
So
And then-
basically your attachment or relationship or investment to any of these things is neutral, it's the same for every choice of every waking hour for you right now?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I'm trying to remain as objective as possible. It's hard, and it's.
But what's objective? Like, how do you, like, neutral and objective aren't the same thing. Like, how do you decide that it's inappropriate to go drinking beer?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just do that? Or why is that off the list? And
Because
why-
I don't know. I just thought it would be like a big fuck you to all you guys, and I was like,
But maybe for some people in the class, that's what this is. I don't know.
I don't know. Is it to you? Is it a big
No,
fuck
no,
you?
no, no. But even like celebrate the career of audio piece and beer. What is audio piece?
It's
also kind of like
it's
a-
explained in the video,
Okay.
but I'll explain it to you. It was miking the freeway, and outside of the gallery, that door that rolls up, miking that, pulling my car in, plugging the mic into the speakers of the car, and opening the doors, and having the freeway noise just play, and then just drinking beer,
Okay.
and then talking about that.
How are you, I mean, you've been doing this for 3 days now or longer?
Just three. Yeah.
Could you talk about, how is it different than you already expected it might be? And are you doing things to correct that?
Yeah.
And what does that correction mean? And so that would be like question A. Question B is, what do you think is going to happen with this
Mm-hmm.
as, okay, I proposed this, I have backing for this, I'm now doing this because I think it's going to accomplish this Q, whatever it is, at the end of a month. I guess I'm interested in where you are now with that, but also I guess before this even started, how did you formulate this? What is its thesis, for lack of a better term?
Right. I mean, I tried writing. I looked at it as like sort of an alternative way of a documentary or of like an autobiography almost. And I tried writing questions out in advance and trying to figure it all out, and that didn't work. You can't plan your future. It's just not going to happen. And then I thought about making it live all the time. And then that's just so much information. Technologically, that's really difficult. So then I had to shoot, now I'm shooting a lot on my iPhone, one takes, putting them up, and then, and then people vote based on that. Poll closes, winning thing happens. It'll either be shot on my iPhone or with these cameras. So there's a little bit of a delay between when the documentation of the poll gets posted and then, I'm sorry, the poll closes, I act, there's a little bit of a delay between that and the documentation. Worst video game, sorry. So I think what's changed about it is like, I came into it thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna ask everything. I'm gonna be like, should I have a third cup of coffee? And then I'm quickly realizing that that's really boring. And I think I'm also realizing that our lives, or my life, is actually sort of boring. And that, it's not like a Hollywood movie. It just happens, and we make banal decisions every day, and we each have them, and we each do them. And I think trying to lose control a little bit, it's starting to reveal itself. I'm tired. I'm sleep deprived. I am now able, during the lecture today, I wanted to sleep so badly. So I asked, can I please take a nap? or should I drink a 5-hour energy drink and then go back in there and endure this lecture? And they said to drink a 5-hour energy drink. And so I'm able to close these polls within a 7-minute loop now. So I think I'm tightening it up, and it's becoming more of something that is going to start to affect my life. I would have just left the lecture and taken a nap. But I was voted not to do that, and it was against my will. And I'm starting to find out that some of these things are against my will. I don't think I would have ever brought Brian into a crit otherwise, but it was voted as such, and I thought it was an interesting thing to put out there, but I don't think I would have ever done it. I've thought about it. It was an idea I've had, and I posted it, and I was like, great, this would be interesting to have somebody come into a crit that isn't part of this world. So I'll offer that, and I try to offer an array of choices, and then take people's, all their views, their sort of comments, and incorporate them into this. I don't think there's any way to completely give up control 100%.
You know, there's,
Because if I were to say, tell me what to do, it would be like, go, fuck a bat. I mean, people would just be
Right,
like,
But, I mean, this is a giving up control within the technological infotainment moment that we live in. If you think of like punching a time clock every hour for a year
Right.
is giving up control, and no one was watching, And so this is giving up control with certain parameters on it. And it's interesting that the boringness or tediousness of everyday life is already structuring in some way, not that you even have articulated what the opposite of that might be. Is it fun? Is it, I don't know what the opposite of that is, but you've already said like, oh, this is kind of getting boring. Aside from this issue, as someone who is, in this instance, now participating in the art, I don't believe in a lot of these distinctions, but at other times I do. So that we're now in the art world.
Right.
We come from an active participation in Hollywood. Like, what is your opinion of audience testing, and how is this different than that? Well, you know what? They didn't really like the bummer ending of this movie, and it's not going to be very good if we make it happy. But you know what? They like it that way. Give them what they want.
I mean, this project originally started where I wanted to live my life by a focus group, and then actually, have a focus group watching me on a television, and then they would be like, no, we should not go there for lunch. And I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to go there for lunch. I wanted to live every decision by a group of people, but that is so expensive and unfeasible, and it's just like, it's not ever, it could never really happen, I don't think. Maybe we could do it for a day or two or something like that. I don't know if that can happen. But that's sort of where it started. I'm interested in the focus groups, and I'm interested in like how these people that sit on hard chairs like these in rooms like this can make decisions for how Hershey's packaging is going to look, or how this movie is going to end, and then that is sort of
I would guess
like,
though that for a lot of things, it's like exactly why I go to art rather than always going to something that I can easily point to as entertainment.
right.
I just don't care what most people think. And I think it's fine that they don't care about the stuff I get geeked on. Like, oh my gosh, not everyone, likes Morandi. What a surprise. I mean, like, and then I can go a lot more obscure than that, right?
Right,
But it's just
right.
like, I don't care what they think. And I think that the problem is like, we live in a world where it's like, well, the majority of people think this is the way it should be. Well, actually, the decent thing about how our government was the protection of the minority that might be right.
Mhm.
Or else, certain people would still be in the back of the bus.
Well, should we-
Like the majority of people, focus testing, audience testing that shit, has, gay people can't get married. Because, audience testing this shit, they shouldn't be able to serve openly in the military, and they shouldn't be able to get married. Because that's just how we feel. We're comfortable with that. Fuck you. Not you, but I mean those people that think that way. Fuck you. And, we have a president that will just not make the executive order that could just, you're going to have to deal with it. Grow up. And so, this quickly becomes, and I just don't see how it's getting at interrogating that truly fascist mechanism of where audience testing leads. You know what? Jews are inconvenient. They really mess with the master plan. Okay, let's just get rid of them. All of them. That's mob rule.
Oh my God, the Holocaust is brought up. Oh my God.
Went there.
I'm just like,
We-
yes.
okay, wait,
Yeah.